we're looking forward to other epic battles in nerd history, there is one battle that is coming to a close. That is, of course, the pro wrestling Wednesday night war between WWE NXT and AEW Dynamite.
Now we teased this.
Right.
Now we teased this shit a couple weeks ago because we found out in the news that and it wasn't confirmed until just last week?
Yeah.
It wasn't confirmed until last week that the WWE's program NXT, which was placed on the USA Network Wednesday nights 8 to 10 to compete with AEW Dynamite, which also airs Wednesday nights 8 to 10 on TNT, is going to be moving this coming week to Tuesday nights now. Effectively ending an almost 2-year-long ratings battle. The one that Jose here has been proudly covering for on our program, the Wednesday Night War. We started it on Instagram Live to try to get people interested because we wanted to get more engagement out of that. We recently moved it over at the beginning of the year to YouTube here because Jose wanted to get more value, and we were actually able to put a little more value to the program.
Yes,
but effectively,
of course.
But effectively, last week we put out the final episode of the program that we've called the Wednesday Night War, and the program itself may be finished in that iteration, but thankfully, Jose, we discussed ahead of time what the hell you're going to be doing. So,
yes, we did. But before I get to that, I actually want to give a little bit of a brief background on this Wednesday Night War.
Yes, please.
If you've been watching my shows on Instagram and a little bit on YouTube, from the beginning of October 2019 till present day, AEW has been trouncing the WWE in the Wednesday night ratings and in total viewership, and killing it in the 18 to 49 demographics every single week.
Which is, of course, the demographic of viewers that is most valuable to these broadcast stations and to all these cable companies for being the most profitable. So
now, yes.
Because these people are most likely to fucking spend money.
Yes, and we can all agree competition is good. It drives businesses to go above and beyond, and they went above and beyond in the 2-year battle.
Now, that's not to say that WWE NXT didn't have their share of victories as well. They had moments where they had a couple of weeks sparsed in between this entire Wednesday Night War thing.
That's true.
Where their ratings shot up and they did provide superior programming. And Jose, on more than one occasion, you yourself had gone on record and saying, yes, it's true that AEW got the ratings and they got the things, but there were weeks where you believed that
NXT was the better show. Yeah, it all depends.
In terms of the programming, in terms of the storylines, and how the matches flowed.
Yeah, it all depends on what type of content that they're going to produce every week. And yes, there are times when I have given the winner's cap to the WWE because NXT, for all its flaws, it's still a better program than any of their main shows, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, which says a lot because Raw is like their number one show, their flagship show in their entire WWE history, and Friday Night SmackDown is on one of the best TV shows in our nation, Fox TV.
Apparently.
Yes. Now, that being said, as I didn't want to do it this week because it wouldn't be fair because NXT was doing a takeover. For those who don't know what a takeover is, it's an equivalent to a NXT exclusive pay-per-view. But Juan did convince me. It has to be talked about, so I will go over the final ratings for...
You're going to love this, Angel. This is ridiculous as hell.
Here we go.
Okay.
Give me some numbers, baby. Give me some numbers.
Okay, basically, the takeover show was called NXT Stand and Deliver. They had a freaking pirate theme because they did it here in Tampa, Florida, where
they were going to, but...
Well, they were going to. But basically, it's to follow up with the whole theme that they're doing it the week of WrestleMania, which is happening now, which is at Raymond James Stadium, of course, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
yes.
Pirate themes everywhere.
Yay!
If you're making so many dumb pirate jokes the whole time, like
we finally won a goddamn Super Bowl. It's about time we get to actually.
All right, so on this final week of the Wednesday Night War between AEW Dynamite and the night 1 of NXT Takeover Jolly Roger Bay. Thank you for those who are fans of Super Mario. Let's see here. Here are the ratings. Dynamite drew in an average of 688,000 total viewers on TNT, whereas the live TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1 edition, NXT drew in 768,000 viewers, according to Nielsen via Showbuzz Daily. Now,
with the actual ranking on that of the top 100 programs that were airing on that night, AEW Dynamite. Holy cow! Our camera is being fritzy over there for you. Are we going bananas, or is that just me?
No, I can see you guys just fine. Can you see me? Whoa, damn!
You're not paying attention, Angel. We were freaking out.
Yeah, Make sure to
blink that I saw the line of spectrums. What the fuck just happened?
That
I
was
hope
bizarre.
that's not affecting our stream.
No, it does. It has nothing to do with our stream.
Okay, good.
Like what I was trying to say. Okay, AEW Dynamite, which supposedly everyone has been gushing like crazy, was like, oh, it's so much better because it's independent wrestling, and oh, the WWE programming is horrible, and it ranked in at number 61 of the top 100 programs, whereas the WWE's NXT program here ranked in at number 59. So and
Wow.
with that margin of what, 700 and how many? Like it's
NXT 768, AEW 689,000.
So less than 100,000 viewer difference on there. Basically, that was the WWE's way of saying, you guys may have been beating the shit out of us in this ratings war for almost 2 years, but guess what? We're ending it with the last laugh.
Yes, indeed. Now, this isn't a total landslide for the WWE. AEW still ranked number 5 in the cable top 150 for the 18 to 49 demographics, whereas NXT came in at number 11. See, in the 18 to 49 demos, AEW drew in a 0.28 rating, whereas NXT drew in a 0.22.
Well, damn. Just close to the gap, but they still got a clear victory in that one.
They do. They did. Yes. And basically, I guess to summarize the entire experience of the Wednesday Night War, the real winners of the war is the fans, the folks that are watching wrestling every Wednesday night on TV, on national TV. An average of 1.5 to 1.6 million American viewers are tuning in Wednesday night to watch some of the best pro wrestling content that they've seen on TV, whether it's Dynamite or whether it's NXT. It doesn't matter because the fans are still getting an experience.
It still kind of matters because you can't just rest on your laurels in terms of TV production, in terms of booking your professional wrestling. There were moments in AEW where they've had basically they've been on a roll in terms of like great matches and stuff, and it would come to a screeching halt with either like an interview segment or one match that was just pee-pee and garbage.
Yeah,
I was arguing with Jose so many different times of his formerly his favorite wrestler Chris Jericho over here and his faction the Inner Circle. They had a lot of segments where they wouldn't actually wrestle anyone. They had like, the Inner Circle is having a town hall meeting. The Inner Circle is having an intervention. The Inner Circle is having a war council meeting. The Inner Circle is having an interview. The Inner Circle is having a debate. Motherfuckers, I'm not here to watch y'all talk. We get it. You can't wrestle that well, Jericho, but you can still talk. We get that. It shows.
Fucking debate. Start throwing chairs already.
Yeah, no, you know what? After careful consideration, after thinking about it, I'm with Juan on this one. There are non-wrestling moments in AEW Dynamite that just kind of killed the momentum, especially after really, really cool matches that they produce.
Like there was like one of the matches that they had put out a couple weeks back was this stellar, albeit brutal, like women's no holds barred match. It was between Thunder Rosa
versus
and
Dr.
Britt Baker. DMD.
Oh.
Like she's legit got a dental like she legit she legit has a dental degree, by the way. And Thunder Rosa, she is beautiful Mexican American wrestler. I think we've shown you what she's got. She comes in with the Sugar Skull face paint on, like beautifully, like well so, and she is a fucking beast.
Yes.
And these two women slugged it the fuck out like any two guys would in a no holds barred, like weapons allowed, fucking no disqualification match.
Angel, I gotta send you that video because you would appreciate this level of carnage.
Please do, because this sounds like the kind of thing I want to enjoy in my free time with a cold glass of juice.
Now,
juice.
Now, as far as this week's edition of Dynamite,
I mean it. I gotta cut down with the excess alcohol on the weekends, man. I want to stay sober.
No, you're fine.
Okay, I'll drink more for you.
Now, as far as the final ratings between NXT TakeOver Stand a little over night 1 and Dynamite, which is kind of sad because Dynamite, they brought in boxing legend Iron Mike Tyson once again for a segment where he helped Jericho fight back against a heel faction called The Pinnacle. And NXT TakeOver Night 1, their main event was awesome. They had an NXT Women's Championship match, Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez, and Raquel became the new NXT Women's Champion, and it was awesome.
It's
Nice.
fucking crazy. But like it was also
gotta
it was
check this out.
following this thing with Mike like how is it that you bring in Iron Mike Tyson for a segment on the show and you still lose to the WWE? How is that possible?
Listen, you can have all the hype in the world building up behind you, but if you got the wobbly legs, it's like a carpenter. You know, you can put lacquer, beautiful varnish, balsamic wood, rich mahogany, but if you fuck up the build-up and one of your legs is too short, the moment somebody kicks that chair, it's gonna fall down.
Yes, indeed.
It's true. Like there was even, I shit you not, there was even an edict that was brought down by the production like executives of TNT television to All Elite Wrestling, basically saying, hey, you know what, guys? We don't want any more of these surprises showing up. Like, if you're going to have something big, actually book that and actually have that show up.
Yeah, we're glitching.
Wow,
again.
our glitch is happening again.
Now-
Hang on.
now,
you know
here's
what?
the
You don't
thing.
need to
Are
see
you
us,
guys
Angel.
freaking-
You don't need to see us right now.
Jesus Christ, my eyes.
No, you're
Fucking
fine.
balls.
Now,
Yep,
that
sorry
being
about that.
said,
Why are you guys going into the light dimension? Why are you refracting into a quasar?
Okay, you know
I'm
why?
sorry,
I'm
man.
trying
My
to get a
powers are
copy
off
of
the
that
fritz.
dragon that you've got because fuck you. I want your shooting quasar dragon for myself.
now that being said,
No,
the
it's
WWE
mine.
guys, that being said, WWE is not innocent by any means. They also have segments and promos which comes off a little bit like hokey, like something you would see on Raw.
What
or
was it
SmackDown.
that? Yeah, what was it that AJ Styles did? Wasn't it like a freaking stupid game of charades? But that was on SmackDown, right?
That was on SmackDown.
They didn't have that problem in NXT,
no,
do they?
no. In NXT, you have the stupid, goofy faction of Johnny Gargano with Austin Theory, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell, where they call themselves The Way.
The what? Do
They-
they know it though?
Oh God.
They do not know their way, brother.
The problem. Yeah, I've
They
already.
do
talked-
not know their way.
It's a stupid, hokey like angle, a heel angle to build Johnny Gargano as a villain, as a shtick villain. But like I said, it's it's hokey. It just shows that both promotions, you know, they can falter.
come up with stupid ideas just
can
as bad.
Yeah, exactly. But
Exactly.
that being said, yes, the Wednesday Night War may be over for now.
For now.
However, my talking of pro wrestling will not end because starting next Thursday on April 15th, I will be transitioning into a show that's called Wrestle Rewind
I wish you'd have sent me the graphic. That way I could
did.
have Well-
on Messenger a long time ago.
No, I mean, okay, yeah. You know what? Go ahead. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
You hold this. I'm gonna do a thing.
You don't have to do it now.
Yes, I do. It's fun.
Fine, whatever. So, Wrestle Rewind.
See, you triggered him now.
Great. Every Thursday night, I will talk about the best angles and the best matches of WWE NXT, which will be airing on Tuesday nights at 8/7 Central on the USA Network. AEW Dynamite, which is airing Wednesday nights at 8/7 Central on TNT.
Very nice.
Impact Wrestling, which yeah, laugh what you want. They air at 8/7 Central on Access TV, and they're also live on their Twitch channel. And finally, NXT UK. They air at 4 p.m. in the afternoon every Thursday on the WWE Network.
Nice.
So
I'm glad
yeah,
that they're getting something to work with this matter. You're not running out of material anytime soon, are you, my friend?
no, I'm not, my friend. Trust me, there's a lot of pro wrestling to go around. And yeah, and as far as the battle goes, there is something else I do want to talk about, and people on the internet are already screaming about it, basically saying, oh no, the forbidden door is being broken down starting tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Explain what he means by the forbidden.
The forbidden door between working relations between the WWE and AEW.
I understand that those two are not supposed to be seen eye to eye recently. Kind of one of those oil and water kind of things, right?
Yes, exactly. However, on Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions. He has his own podcast. I don't know if it's every Sunday or every, I don't know. But tomorrow, he has invited former AEW World Champion Chris Jericho onto his show.
Well, shit.
Surprise!
That guy.
This is the new logo for Angel.
Check it out. This is the new logo.
You can't see it, but if
I can't see anything. The camera's off.
No, I was gonna say you can't.
You can't see it now, but you'll have to see it like on YouTube. But hang on. Juan's going to try and get us back.
Please do.
All right, give me a second because I'm gonna do it.
I will risk the safety of my eyeballs to see this wonderful thing.
All right, give me a minute.
Come on.
First off,
There we
There
go.
we go. You're back.
All right,
You
cool.
actually
you don't
look
need to
normal.
see him, but check.
There's a sun behind you, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
It's a beautiful
Behold.
rose.
Do you see it
I'm
now?
gonna see Angel for a second, but take a look.
Oh, wow. Nice. I
Yeah.
like the colors. They remind me of those shirts with flames. Also, wow, are you actually showing me your Streamlabs?
Yes, we are. Surprise! You're take a look behind the scenes there, Angel.
Oh my
Oh
God.
no, the lab.
It's okay.
Yeah,
now
no, that's
Careful,
pretty
Juan.
cool.
We can't expose the business.
we expose the business. All right,
You
hold
know
my
what-
mic one more
You know
time.
what the logo's color reminds me of?
Eh.
Gene Kazama's pants from Tekken.
Yeah, I was trying
You
to
know.
go for like a goldish fire combination.
The Ravens Flock Cybats organization will now fall prey to horrible civil war. We will kill each other in an orgy of violence.
Whoa, bro! I haven't even thought that far yet. Come on, don't give away my calling card.
Dude, just
Violence.
But that being
see.
said,
The thing is that you promise orgies, but then you call them orgies of violence. I'm like, come on, man. That's no fun.
Hey, it's called subvert the expectations. Every other director and their goddamn mom is trying to do it nowadays.
all right, now as far as the upcoming Broken Skull sessions between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Chris Jericho, one particular wrestling legend has chimed in about this on a recent interview with TMZ. Former WWE champion and one of Juan's all-time heroes, CM Punk, has chimed in, delivering these following comments. I don't remember word for word, but basically,
Why don't you pull it up?
Well, because I remember what he said.
You said you don't remember.
Well, I not specifics.
Okay, well,
What, you want the minutia?
You
Yes.
remember- he
if you're
remembers
going to
the
cite
spirit
the
of
best
word.
in the world, you get him in quote. Besides, we got other stuff that we need to talk about in terms of battling.
All right.
Do
Give me a
research
second,
and we
Jesus.
got 30 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
all
man,
right.
it's already over? Fuck, I gotta check that out later.
What's already over?
Sorry, quick. Jujutsu Kaisen just recently finished airing its 24 episodes, so that means it's time for me to sit my ass down and start binging.
All right. So, in a recent interview,
After the show.
after the show, I just pulled up an article from comicbook.com. In a recent interview with TMZ, Punk has stated in regards to Chris Jericho and Stone Cold Steve Austin working together on the Broken Skull sessions. To quote, I think it's interesting for sure. Obviously, I understand the buzz. Maybe I'll give it a shot and I'll watch it. But it feels like it's going to be softball questions. I don't think they're going to ask Jericho all the tough questions, nor do I think they possibly should. It's an interesting situation, so it'll probably be a feel-good interview where they talk about Jericho's past in the WWE. I'm sure they'll mention AEW, but they won't get into the hard questions that I think a lot of people will be interested in. Honestly, my knee-jerk reaction and opinion is that it shows that Vince McMahon, the chairman of the WWE, isn't afraid of AEW at all. Because if he was, he wouldn't allow that to happen. Anytime anybody is talking about you, it's good. There will be people that don't know AEW exists who will watch it and say, oh, wow, cool. I didn't know that. I just thought Jericho was retired. There is also something to be said about keeping your guys special, and the only place you can see this superstar is on my television show, because it's a new age, and both companies need all the eyeballs they can get at the moment. So kudos to everybody involved.
That is the nicest
Okay.
takedown and burn I've ever heard.
All right, Angel,
That's
you're
gonna be the nice way to say it, but I want that interview to begin nice and pretty, and then I want CM Punk to kick the chair down and angrily demand for his fucking ice cream bar.
It ain't CM Punk. He was commenting on Chris Jericho, who currently works for All Elite Wrestling, showing up on a podcast hosted by Stone Cold Steve Austin, produced by the WWE. That's the whole point of that, Angel. And the basically point that he was making is like, oh yeah, sure. Like if Vince McMahon's allowing this, it basically means that he's clearly not worried about he's clearly not worried about AEW anymore. He doesn't care. He don't give a shit. Go ahead, show up on my show, see what I care.
On the beach, Arauz has his back, bro. You don't even know how not mad I actually am right now.
Pretty much.
It's so fucking funny.
So, I mean, we're obviously going to speculate because because we're not going to. I mean, why would we not? Juan, I'll start with you. Yeah, Juan, I'll start with you. Your thoughts and opinions on tomorrow's
Okay, for the record, as far as the podcast itself goes, I don't give two shits. As far as that goes, it's really, really simple. Austin just wanted to talk to his friend, who's Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is trying to think that he's clever, thinking that he's like, oh yeah, I'm totally like showing him up by promoting a different company over here. Like, nah, dude, you're on the back. You're on the back foot in this one, Jericho. You showing up and you taking money from WWE or whatever, just showing up for free or whatever. That's just you coming up, showing and looking like a bitch. I'm sorry. Because as much as AEW is so cool and independent, the fact of the matter is one of the weakest parts of AEW has turned out to be Chris Jericho, because the guy he's not performing as well as he should. He's clearly let himself go. I thought I have a gut problem.
Oh no, he's got a worse gut problem.
He's got a really bad gut problem.
Which is sad, because at the beginning of AEW, like even at the beginning of Dynamite, he was actually one of the strongest heels.
Yeah, that he let himself get wrapped up in his own like, my group's gonna have so many different talk segments. We're gonna be so cool. We don't need to fight so much. Like, no, motherfucker, you're just hiding the fact that your diminished skills are catching up to you. And now he's got to show up and talk with Stone Cold Steve Austin because he can talk really well. Like I mentioned earlier, he has his group, the Inner Circle, has so many different talk meetings and so many different talk segments. They wind up being some of the dumbest shit on the show. And I'm not saying the shit to bury the guy. I'm saying the shit because the numbers don't lie. Those same numbers where people were following the ratings. Oh yeah, you see him take a fucking 90-degree straight angle down when Chris Jericho shows up with his group.
You want to know what was the highest rating part in this week's Dynamite?
What?
The women's match between Ty Conti versus Allie the Bunny. That match grabbed more viewership than Chris Jericho's epic promo challenging the Pinnacle to a blood and guts match,
which was dumb. Like, the point here is, people think it's such a big broken. Oh my god, it's such a shocker. No, it ain't. It just shows that Jericho's looking for a freebie in terms of promoting.
He is.
It ain't working. It ain't gonna work. So you wanted my opinion? That's my opinion. Give your opinion. I don't give a shit about the
All right. Well, before I do, Angel, what are your Juan? Stop. We get it. Angel, your thoughts.
Let's see. Now, mind you, I don't know that much about the wrestling, but I do believe that I must agree with Juan on this one. It occurs to me that due to the sheer amount of talking they are doing, I believe that you guys told me this many years ago when we met. The objective of the game should be to get out of the game, make the money, make the fame, get the fuck out. Some wrestlers learn that lesson and they just retire with a certain muster of dignity and decorum to their careers. Some do not. And I feel like we're living in that point. Let me ask you, would you feel like the same way about Chris Jericho if he had retired from wrestling before he started the talking business?
If he retired instead of still wrestling, I would feel a little bit different. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I would feel a little bit different if he had retired. Right after his tenure with the WWE.
I thought so. So, see, the fact that he still remains as a wrestler, but he's still trying to pull in the fame and the talk while not actually putting in any of the action, that's what puts it down. So I'm going to have to agree with Juan 100% on this one. The man has literally become too big to fail, so he believes that he is too big to fail.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, when you compare the two, like, Jericho thinks he's being cool to show up on the podcast. No, dude, you can't hold the torch to Stone Cold Steve Austin. No one can hold the torch to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's kind of hard to fight the man who forever demands a goddamn beer.
Yes, indeed. Now,
local man demands beer.
But yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you guys. Obviously, you know, Jericho's just trying to look for a way to put himself out there because apparently AEW programming is not enough. Even though he has he has a hand in a lot of his own projects. I mean, I don't see what the problem or what his problem is. But it should be a good interview. I'm with CM Punk on this one. I don't think they're gonna push the envelope and ask any conflicting questions. I think they're just gonna keep it WWE based and talk about their past grudges and
all
Chris
nice
Jericho.
and friendly and shit.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fine. That's okay. It just means that hey, there's some sort of working relationship between WWE and AEW can in fact be fostered.
It is possible, but
Yeah.
like I said, it is not exactly the strongest starting point. Then again, you said it yourself. We gotta ease them in. It's gonna be nice and gentle. Just slip that. This is gonna be the lube to just slip this whole thing in there and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. It's like peeling an onion, man. You got to peel it layer after layer. You don't want to cut in the middle. You don't want to cut the whole thing in the middle with a knife yet.
Just bring out a hammer and fucking smash that.
Yes, indeed. Now, I don't want to. Now let's go ahead and move on because I don't want to talk about freaking the jerk, the has been that is Chris Jericho.